Morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Hope you're all well.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining today. We will now kick off. Just a couple of housekeeping items first and foremost for you. First thing, that's me. Well, that's a younger, fitter, leaner version of me. And I'll just do a run through a couple of housekeeping elements. Firstly, just to tell you that the meeting is being recorded. We have to say that from a legal point of view now. Reason being, we're going to then make it available on YouTube and stuff for those who couldn't make it today. So just to make you aware, the meeting is being recorded. And secondly, yeah, if you could, through the meeting, mute your microphones, just so we're not getting too much background noise. But we will have sessions or sections during the meeting where we'll invite you to unmute and ask questions. So yeah, I'll make you aware when we reach those times. Now the meeting should run till midday, maybe a bit sooner, so plenty of time for you to get your lunch. So we'll avoid any rumbling tummies. So yeah, we should expect to be running this for about the next hour and a half or so at the most. Okay. And this is the agenda for the day. We're doing a formal welcome in a second, and then we'll follow these items. But again, I'll navigate you through the meeting. So I'll be coordinating and just let you know where we're at during the course of the meeting. Okay, so let me hand over to Adrienne, who will give us a formal welcome and yeah, start the meeting proper. Once she's unmuted herself.
Everything right, Austin. That's also a younger, slimmer version of me. Good morning, everybody. While I've been preparing for this meeting, I've just got more and more excited, actually, of the way this year has gone. It's been a tough year. It's been a really tough year for everybody, I think. And I was just thinking about, well, you know, what have we got out of this year? We could come out of the year. I mean, I don't know about you, but this time last year, I never dreamt we would be still where we are in the world at the moment. I had convinced myself it would be pretty well over by now, and it's anything but. But I think probably all of us have learned one big lesson, and that is, I read a verse in Romans the other day, and it encapsulated it for me. And it says, each one of us needs to look after the good of the people around us, asking ourselves, how can I help? And I think amidst all the bad news that we've seen in the last year, that has been one thing that has really shone out, that people are turning around and saying, is there anything I can do? How can I support you? People that have never spoken to each other before are looking after each other. And I think that has been shown amazingly in what has happened with ROTOM and ROTOM UK in the past year. So I want to welcome you all. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, because without you, we couldn't do any of this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, God is good, and so much has been accomplished. So let's just pray to start, and we'll talk about the business bits first, and then get on to the nice bits of what's been achieved. So, Father, we just thank you that that you have been with us for this past year. Wherever in the world we are, you are there. And we just pray now that you will guide our thoughts, our conversations, and our plans. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay.
Amen. Thank you, Adrian. Welcome, Terry and Julia.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, good.
yeah, a few more guests joining us. You're very welcome. Thank you. So yeah, on to the next section. We're very early on, so you haven't missed too much. Don't worry. Business matters, the boring bit. I get given the boring bit. Thanks, everyone. But yeah, basically, first thing to cover off is that that last year's AGM was recorded because we were in lockdown, I believe. So yeah, that in essence, that is the minutes of the last meeting. However, we do have a document which will be shared on the email that goes out to the mailing list, which will link back and reference back to last year's, the 2020 AGM, and also there'll be a recording of this AGM for you guys to see as well. So in essence, the minutes are accurate because it's a video recording. So they've been signed off by the chair. And a couple other things. So our constitution requires us to rotate the trustees on an annual basis just to keep fresh impetus within the charity. And yeah, we have limited trustees, so it is literally a merry-go-round. And it's Adrienne's turn this year to retire from her position. So we received a formal letter from her retiring from her post as trustee, which we duly accepted. The good news is we then got an application for her to reapply as trustee and chair. And yeah, if I could just maybe ask if I could ask the other trustees if they are happy that Adrienne is reinstated as trustee and chair.
Hello. Delighted.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And that's an aye from me as well. So Adrienne, you're back on board. Congratulations. Well done. The prize is you can join us for the rest of the tour. Well done. So so thank you very much for that. Also, those who've been involved with ROTOM over the past few years will know that we also had another trustee called Michael Green, and he has tendered his notice to retire as well. Michael served us diligently for the last, I think, 3+ years or so. He's been instrumental in getting some additional funding from other sources, and also he's been very generous himself with his own personal donations, and he continues to sponsor some of the Jar Jars over in Uganda. So we just wanted to take the opportunity to thank him for everything that he's done for the charity and continues to do, and wish him lots of rest, and we just thank him for his service. So yeah, if you just join me, I know you're on mute, but in thanking Michael for all that he's done. So yeah, Michael, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. On to the fun stuff. I'm going to hand you back to Adrienne to run through the chairperson's report.
Hello.
You're right. Who's saying hello?
Oh,
Is someone trying to come in?
Julia saying hello. I can't see anyone and I can't see myself, but I can hear.
I can see you, Julia.
See you.
Good.
Yeah,
You can't see me. Ah,
that's all right. Yeah, as long as you can hear us, Julia.
okay.
You won't see everybody because there's too many of us.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Over to you, Adrienne.
Can you just mute your microphone, Julia?
Yeah.
Thanks. Lovely. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Yes?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Lovely. Right. Okay. Now, I haven't got a long report. but as I said, I found it really quite exciting to do. A rough year for everybody. But even in a really rough year, ROTOM UK has been fruitful. The pandemic has not stopped us. And I am just so grateful to everybody because, you know, you hear reports of charities struggling to get donations, you know, big charities saying their donations are down by half. Actually, ours have gone up. We haven't lost sponsors. 2 sponsors have died in the last year or so, but others have taken up supporting those seniors. We've taken on 3 more seniors, which we're supporting as a committee. And yeah, the pandemic has not stopped us. Thanks, Austin. As I said, it's been an unprecedented year. I didn't expect it to be still like this, but the work has not stopped, and you have not stopped giving. I've been watching the work in Uganda and the way they've let nothing get in their way of looking after the seniors. Thank you. Because of your support, our seniors have not gone hungry, despite 2 lockdowns. They've had food, basic supplies of beans and rice, and soap and salt, and just the basic things that they need to live from day to day. But with lockdown, they just would have been unable to get hold of this stuff. But the team have got what they need out to them. And it's because of your generosity. It's because people have given. And because you've given, we've been able to send out the money to buy this food. Not an easy job getting the food out to the seniors, as you can see that picture of the road up the mountain in Mahanga. Yep. Not a place to be carrying great big sacks of maize flour and beans, but they did it because that's what the ROTOM staff do. So the seniors did not go hungry. Thank you. Because of you, most of our seniors have access to clean water. Almost all of them now have got these big rainwater tanks just outside their houses, where they can fill up their jerry cans. They can wash, which obviously is vital during COVID, but they also have water for cooking, water for drinking, and they don't have to walk, you know, maybe 3 kilometers to get water out of a muddy puddle, effectively. So I'm really pleased, and as you can see, this lady is extremely pleased that she has water literally on her doorstep at the turn of a tap. We take that so much for granted. They certainly don't. They are overjoyed at having this facility right outside their front door. And a further really exciting proposition, which perhaps Kenneth will be able to update us on when he speaks, is the plan for a well in the centre of our village. And this came about by a nursing colleague of mine who I knew 50 years ago, and we had a 50-year reunion on Zoom, and they asked me to do a presentation about ROTOM. And she's a member of a Rotary Club in Billericay, and she said, is there anything we can do? So at the moment we're in negotiations with Rotary Billericay, Rotary Mukono, and the International Rotary to build a well and toilet block in Sitanamaganga. So that will not only benefit our seniors, but the whole of the village. You know, water makes such a difference to their health, to their, just the way they feel. Huge, huge difference. Okay, thanks, Helston. Healthcare, particularly the health team, have had to adapt hugely, and they've done it amazingly. As much of healthcare as possible has taken place in the community, and Joan, our new field nurse, which many of you have helped to fund, is working full-time in the community in Macono, looking after our seniors, and she's helped by care assistants that have been trained by the nurses, and also backed up by the village volunteers who were also trained to do just basic caring things. And they have kept in touch with the villagers who haven't been able to travel, but the medical staff have been allowed to travel a bit. They've kept in touch, they've looked after them, they've made sure they've had their medication when they've needed it, and medical assistance when they've needed it. So this is Joan, our new field nurse. So pray for Joan. It's a tough job. Olivia did it last year, and she was so tired by the end of the year. So pray that Joan will be able to cope with the level of work, and that she'll be blessed by blessing the seniors. Okay. Medical Centre 2, both medical centres, but this is the Macono one, which is the one nearest to our village. They have had to adapt hugely, and there will be a report. There's a short video in a little while, which puts the meat on this. So I'm not going to go into details, but they have created an isolation unit for COVID patients, which was an unused building on the site. That now has 9 beds. They have managed to procure oxygen, which is very scarce and very expensive in the country. And they have employed extra staff. There are now, I think, 3 more nurses, 2 doctors in both centres, one in Macono, one in Mahanga, and a medical officer, to preempt any major surge in cases. We're just so grateful that it hasn't gone rampant in the country, and certainly not in the villages. We've only seen 3 deaths of the seniors, and they were ones who already had existing medical issues. So, you know, prayers for protection have really been answered. We're just so grateful, because it could have been horrific. And we pray that they will continue to be protected, both the staff and the nurses. Almost 80% of our seniors now are double vaccinated, which is absolutely amazing. And also quite a few of the villagers have also had vaccinations. When the ROTOM staff do a session, they will vaccinate other people as well. So again, this is helping the whole community. Thank you. Sadly, the fortnightly fellowships have not been able to be held. And this is a real big loss for the seniors. They are really sad when they can't meet together. It's the highlight of their week, when they can meet together and just enjoy each other's fellowship. And they've been encouraged to meet in smaller groups, in family groups, still observing social distancing from anyone outside their small bubble. And they've been very good at that. But they have joined together. They have just supported each other in so many ways. Okay. part of the main job of the village volunteers and the ROTOM field staff has been to keep an eye on the seniors, visit them when they can. And you can see by this lady's face, I've forgotten what her name is. She's a character. She's not from our village. She's from Mohanga, but she is about, I don't know, something like 98, I think. And she's just an absolute scream. But you can see from her face what a visit from one of the ROTOM staff means to her. So important during lockdown. And the staff have faithfully gone out and visited and taken food and done what's been needed. And at risk to themselves. There are a number of staff. Edith has had COVID. I think she's fully recovered now, but she was quite poorly for a while. You know, the staff have suffered. They must be really tired, but they faithfully kept going, and I'm full of admiration for them. Okay. Right. Just as a really a finish to this little bit, is Christmas. Each year we buy a present for each of the seniors. And this year it will be a lockable storage box. The homes are so small, you can't put things on the floor because they get dirty, they get eaten, they get wet, plus there's nowhere to put them. And clothes tend to be strung across the room on a piece of string, and it just makes a small house even smaller. So we're buying some storage boxes, strong storage boxes that they can lock, put all their possessions in, and not have them in a pile or in a bag or that will deteriorate. Just keep them safe, protecting them from rats, water, theft, and to free up space. Each box will cost £25. So if you would like to fund a box, then yeah, please do. We'd like ideally to have the funds in by October so that we can ensure there's enough money goes across for ROTOM to buy enough boxes for all the seniors. And this is the box. It's quite strong, it's quite big, and yeah, it doesn't get in the way like piles and piles of clothes. So if you can help to fund a metal storage box this Christmas, £25 will do it. And I think, apart from saying again, thank you all so much for making this happen, I think I'm going to hand over to Tim to bring us the pretty graphs that I don't understand and the figures to show you just where your money has gone. Thank you so much.
Before we hand over to Tim, does anybody have any questions at all at this stage from what Adrian shared?
Forgot that.
No problem if not, just if it's fresh in your mind now. So much juicy information that you might forget later. So any questions, feel free to jump in now. Otherwise, no, we shall move on to the ever handsome Timothy Fowler. Who'll go through the finance report.
Thanks. As Adrian said, it's quite an exciting year to be reporting on, and you'll see the details in a minute. You can advance a slide, please, Austin. Thank you. Yeah, so Adrian said people have been so faithful in terms of our supporters, and this is just showing the reality of that. Our regular monthly income has kept on going up. Sponsorship very steady. General donations also. The general donations are very varied. as you'll see in my next slide, but the average monthly income has been huge. But this is kind of skewed in a couple of ways, largely by gift aid. I'll mention details a bit later on. Our total income was 86,774, and at least half of that, or almost half of that, was a grant, a generous grant from the Popat Foundation. There's a link through the Uganda team, and they donated that amount, which is brilliant. So that compares massively more than last year. And then, as usual, we try and transfer the bulk of that to Uganda as soon as we can. This report always comes just before the next transfer, so that's why there's a big difference in numbers. Next slide, please. This is the famous spaghetti diagram, boosted this year by a logarithmic scale, just because that donation in April past financial year skews the figures so much. But you can see that funding comes in regularly every month, and we're very grateful for that. Thanks. Next slide. This is how it looks without the logarithmic scale. This is the standard scale, just to compare the crazy income past financial year from the normal years. But it was very timely in terms of the COVID response. Next. I'll spend a little bit more time on this just to explain it. It's good to sort of see how things compare to the last year. So the year we're looking at is March to April 2021 in blue, and the green is the year before. So you'll see in terms of the sponsorship coming regularly in month by month, those are very similar. Again, this is a log scale, just to show, so we can show all the graphs side by side. General donations were up a fair bit last year, which is always useful because it comes in as general unallocated money, and that means that we as a committee can allocate that to where it's needed most. So that's always very useful. And these other bars are really how we allocate that money where it's not restricted as coming in directly on an appeal. We can allocate money towards where it's needed along these lines. So the next one is the emergency food appeal, and that includes the large grant for the COVID response appeal. We had 40,000 from the grant, as I've already mentioned, but people also gave very generously. We got gift aid off that, and also I think it was about 3,000 or 4,000 extra just from generous folk who added money on for that appeal, so thank you for that. Latrine building, we didn't make an appeal this last year, so there wasn't an income. House building, fairly similar to the year before, same for the water tank, and you've seen the picture of the water tanks that have been put in before. The medical costs a little bit more this year. I think Adrian mentioned that there was an appeal during her reunion, and some generous friends gave money towards the field nurse, which is fantastic, and that's a commitment obviously we have to keep year by year, because that's Joan's salary. And then new for this year in blue that we didn't have last year, there was a donation towards some land that we bought in the village, some school fees for grandchildren was a special request, and a fundraiser fund. I'll just mention briefly that we've set aside some money that has been given, particularly by my church, but this is open for others also. We're looking to try and boost the money we can raise by investing a bit of money in somebody who can do this more regularly than the trustees. We're all struggling to find time to fit this kind of thing in, so we're holding back a bit of money, and we've taken some technical advice already from some sector experts on how we can best start up a fundraiser campaign. And there are some preliminary steps around improving kind of documentation we've got, making a nice case for support, I suppose, and that's what we're working on this year, with a view, once things open up more, to enable a strong campaign to start off. We kind of felt as trustees that face-to-face might be a better way of starting the campaign, so we've put that on hold, but keeping that money very safe, ready for when we hope to bring somebody in to spend a few, somebody who's expert, who can find the right trusts to apply to, that kind of thing. Next slide, please. In terms of expenditure, the last slide really breaks down the money that we send to Uganda. So this is just a comparison with last year, what we sent to Uganda versus what we spend, in inverted commas, here. We take our job seriously to monitor what's going on, so we are in touch regularly with the team just to ask questions if we need to around the reports come in, and usually we would be visiting once a year because there's an international fellowship meeting once a year, usually in days before COVID. So that's now happening online, but usually one of us would actually go and see what's happening in the field, and we find it's a brilliant way of really revitalizing our commitment to the cause, because there really is fantastic work going on in the field, and once you see it face to face, it really makes a difference. And we're hoping to bring some of that to you in this presentation, not so much on the numbers, but in the pictures and the video that you'll see next time. And of course, we have to spend a little bit on administration and fundraising. As I say, the fundraising is not really started yet, but the administration, we do have a regular outgoing just for our management information system. Next slide, please. This just really illustrates what comes in. We send out to Uganda as much as we can. There's a bit of a gap this year, mainly because it was a large income, so there's a large gap. As I mentioned before, there's always then the next month after this report in April this year, for example, we sent out another almost £20,000, so that sort of fills in the gap at the top on the sent to Uganda slide. Next, we try and set a budget, although it's difficult because the regular giving is obviously more predictable, but depending on the appeals and the needs at the time, we're never quite sure what will come in, but we're not doing badly. This is the actual versus the budget. This is for the new financial year, so this is 21-22 financial year. It's always a little bit lower in the first quarter, and we catch up later. Next, please. Yeah, this is just a breakdown of some of those numbers. You can see that we're really cheap to run, so you can feel sure that the money you're giving is getting out to Uganda, apart from this 10% that we hold back for running costs, and you'll see that's building up to quite a significant amount now ready for investing in the fundraiser. And also 2% of that we send actually out to Uganda to run the international secretariat also. And bank balance at the end of last financial year was really big, and I've explained that a big chunk of that went out in April. Next. Manonga, thank you very much for listening. I hope you're still awake after that. Any questions? Must have been very clear then.
Yes, very clear and well delivered, Tim. Thank you. Last chance for questions, anybody? Okay, we shall move on.
Thanks,
Sorry, I don't want this to be forgotten, so I just want to say thank you to Tim. He's done 7 years sterling work, and actually we couldn't have even got off the ground if he hadn't volunteered to do this job. So thank you so much, Tim. I really, really do appreciate it.
Virtual high five, Tim. Sterling job. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, now to the exciting bit. We've got a team at Uganda have put together a video to show you what they've been up to, how they've overcome the COVID challenge that has been alluded to by Adrienne. So yeah, let me just shut up and play the video.
First, prevention by continuously conducting awareness talks and encouraging all our beneficiaries to observe the SOPs through telephone calls and regular communication with our village volunteers and field assistants. giving first priority to the ROTOM beneficiaries and staff.
Wonderful, right? Such good work that's been going on there. But let me again stop talking because I talk too much. Kenneth, are you there? Are you able to just share a few words?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just to talk a little bit louder, that'd be fantastic, Kenneth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adrian, and everyone for coming to this meeting. Thank you, Austin and team, and the rest of the trustees for organizing. Adrian and the video have actually shown everything or said everything. Mine is just to thank you. Thank all our UK supporters. Thank the ROTOM UK leadership and family. Special thanks to Adrian, all of you trustees for supporting us through a very difficult year. As Adrian said, it was a very hard year. It continues to be very hard. And because of COVID, we were very worried, especially for food for our seniors. And I want to give special thanks to the UK people, especially through the Poppert family, that were able to feed not only seniors supported by ROTOM UK, but almost 1,000 seniors were fed for 3 months last year because of the donation that came from the UK. So I want to thank you very much. Another special thanks is for supporting the field nurse. During this time of change, we have had to adopt the way we work. We could not bring so many seniors to the health center. We had to increase our approach of outreach, and the field nurse has been on the call 24/7, many times on the road, to make sure the seniors are kept healthy, and a lot of times training volunteers to watch the vitals so that the seniors don't become sick. And the field volunteers have worked so hard. So we thank you because UK is one of the donors that pay for a field nurse. So thank you very, very much. And recently, just at the end of May and most of June and July, we had our second wave of COVID. And this wave was so scary. We did not have the luxury this time to send our seniors to the government facilities that were dedicated. We had to take a brave step and respond. And again, most of the money that we used for this response was from the UK. Adrian has already mentioned we had to hire more staff, more nurses, more clinical officers. We had also to hire receptionists and all kinds of stuff. We had actually had 6 more staff and was paid for by some of the funds from the UK. Oxygen became the most expensive item in the country. We were able to have enough oxygen and also to renovate that building you saw to make it an isolation center that enabled us to avert a catastrophe. Had we not had those funds and responded, because the other facilities were overwhelmed, we could have lost many lives. At ROTOM, we tested over 300 people. Close to 100 had COVID. 33 of them were our own seniors. But luckily, we lost only 3 because of this response, and we thank you for supporting us. We have learned through this time to support each other. It's not been easy, but we have learned that together we can fight any adversary. So we have fought a good fight, and we continue to have hope that we'll win until COVID is over. As you've learned, you gave so much money for water, for food, and for sanitation, soap and everything we needed. So we have saved so many lives. We also are thankful because we are in the final stages of getting a grant from Rotary, again, thanks to you, Adrian, and the UK team, that will enable us have water in Setanamuganga. This is important for us because this water will serve an area that is lacks water, but also it will serve in the future for our center that may help other seniors that are homeless. Among the 40 seniors supported by the UK, 2 are already needing residential care. So we've transferred them to our residential care facility at the Rwanyonyi VOC, but we anticipate that in the future, more seniors will need residential care, and this particular area where the water will be may be our future village outreach center. So having water there will be helpful, as well as serve the rest of the community of over 1,000 people with clean and pure water. So this will be coming in hopefully in the first quarter of 2022. As I said, we're in the final stages of doing this. We thank you very, very much again. I just want to express our thanks and tell you that even if you are not, we know now you're not able to travel physically to Uganda to see firsthand what we do, but we are making arrangements to have a virtual journey for change, where you can experience work firsthand through the internet. So this will be coming to you, and when it comes, we encourage you to participate. Thank you again very much, especially for supporting us through the COVID time. When things have become tough, we have seen your generosity become even more. You notice from Tim's report, we received more money from you in the hard times than before. And I know the seniors and their grandchildren don't take it for granted. You know that you support 40 seniors, but all together with other friends from the USA, Canada, Germany, and Uganda, we are supporting almost 1,000 seniors continuously and 400 grandchildren. So we can't do this without you. And you've demonstrated again the toughest times that you are with us, and we are forever thankful. We pray that God may bless you who have given and bless you who have led. Adrian, Michael, Helen, Tim, and Austin, we are forever thankful. And on behalf of the team in Uganda, I know we have a few board members here. I've seen Fred Masaba, I've seen Paul Were and others. On behalf of the Uganda working team, and I'm sure the board, we commit to continue because your support keeps us encouraged. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. Exciting news about the Journey for Change, virtual Journey for Change. We'll look out for that. Thank you so much. Thank you again to all the work that you guys do on the ground as well. Yeah, we are forever humbled by the blessing that you guys are to the community there. Thank you. Okay, on to Adrienne, just to discuss future plans. Remember to unmute first. Yes.
Yes, I have. This will only take a couple of minutes, and then after that, I would like to see the faces of the people in Uganda. So if we've got enough of a connection, I'd love to see all their faces before we finish the meeting. Yeah, this is really just to reiterate that we really need to expand our team. We need more trustees. We need new blood with new ideas and new skills. Julia has I don't think she's back with us now. She's been struggling with the IT side to stay in the meeting. I struggle with the IT, as you could see right at the beginning. I'm rubbish at the social media side. we need some youngsters who can do this with their eyes shut. A lot of it falls on Austin's shoulders. Yeah, so if anybody knows of any younger people who might be interested in just joining us and helping us, it wouldn't be an onerous task. It could actually be quite fun. The little bits I do, I quite enjoy. But there's so much more that could be done. In fact, somebody actually knew how to navigate the computer side of it. So yes, new blood, new ideas. We will need a new treasurer. Tim, as I said, has done this job for 7 years. That's a long time to do the treasurer's job. And he's done an amazing job. But it's time for somebody else to take that job on, to take the weight of that. It's hard work. It's a big responsibility. As I said, ROTOM UK would not have got off the ground if Tim hadn't volunteered to do this, because there's absolutely no way I could do it. We need somebody with the skills. So if anybody knows of anyone, again, who might be interested in being a vital part of ROTOM UK team, please get them to get in touch with us. We need to get the message wider. We need to get people to know about ROTOM UK. And it's been hard while we've only been able to do virtual things. It's sort of, it gets the message out in a way, but it's not a face-to-face, would you like to come and join us? And I think that's the way we've got people in. Now we're beginning to open up, beginning to be able to go and speak to groups and churches and things again. So if anybody has any church contacts at all that we haven't actually made contact with, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get in touch with them. I'm happy to travel and talk to groups, but we need the new contacts. And we need new blood just to boost our team. Four trustees is not really enough. It puts a lot of work on just a few shoulders. So please pray about it. Please talk to your contacts. Think about whether you could be involved. Keep it in the forefront of your mind and pass the message on, please. Okay. Thank you, Austin. That's just a strapline, really, but to help more people, we need more help. We're stretched doing what we're doing at the moment. And we've still achieved, as you've seen, such a lot. Just think how much more we could do with more people on the ground, helping us to implement things. So please pray, please talk about ROTOM, and try and draw people in. Thank you.
Yeah, I suppose just to add to that, I think if you'd have asked us before, the existing trustees, do we have the appropriate skills or talent to be able to contribute, and we probably would have said no. So I'd say that whatever you can bring to the table will be valuable. If it's a shared load or shared responsibility, I think we can achieve so much more together. So don't underestimate your ability to be able to add value to our team. We are so grateful for what you guys provide from a financial support and encouragement and prayer perspective. And so if yourselves individually or anybody you think feels that there's something about this charity and what we're trying to achieve for the Jar Jars and the families out there, if it strikes a chord, then yeah, just get them to get in touch and have a chat. Really, we'd love to just to tell them more about what we do and see how they can do a little bit to help and you know, there'll be a degree of synergy, wouldn't there, in terms of the sum being greater than the whole being greater than sum of all parts. I can't remember how you say it, but yes, that, yes. So but thank you for everything that you are all doing. So yeah, do please pray and yes, if you're inspired, or if there's anybody you think you can talk to on our behalf.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming to a close now. This is an opportunity for us to have a general conversation. Just you know, unmute your mics, and you know, we would welcome any comments, any questions, any ideas, encouragement, things we could do differently, just anything that you feel led to share. Please, let's just have an open conversation. Everyone's very nervous. Don't be shy, we're all family.
I haven't got a question, but I do want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to see what's been done, and to thank each one of you, especially those in Uganda, for doing such an amazing job. So thank you very much.
Oh, it's lovely to see you, Drin.
And you, Adrienne, wonderful.
Drin is Julia's sister, for those of you that know Julia.
Yes, unfortunately, her internet is rubbish.
Yeah,
So,
she sent a message.
Oh, bless her. Yeah, she would be really, really disappointed. So I know that she also values the work that you're all doing. So thank you.
Thank you, Drin. And so we are recording this, so we'll be able to make sure she gets. It won't be the same, but getting the video link to see this whole meeting, so she won't miss out. Can we perhaps just get a hi from everyone in Uganda, just one at a time? Then I think it'll highlight your image as the main picture, just so everybody can see your lovely faces.
Yeah. Who's going to be brave and go first?
Austin, can you stop sharing your screen just so we can see more people?
Yeah.
We'll get a sense of who's on the call as well. Yeah, that's nice. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks a lot for joining us from Uganda. That's really nice to see you.
Welcome to our board members.
Thank you, UK friends.
Yeah, lovely to see you all.
I can't see them all. Why can't I see them all? I can only see 4, Austin.
I don't know.
Okay, never mind. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So no, we've made really good time. It's just gone 11:30. Any other comments or questions at all? We'll just give it another 30 seconds to a minute or so. If not, you'll be free to have an early lunch. But as I say, anything that comes now, or by all means, you can contact us outside of this session as well. If you don't want to share on this format, that is fine. But yeah, if you do have anything else you want to say now, speak now, or forever hold your peace.
Thank you, Austin, for arranging the technical side of things. Awesome. The work has worked out. And I think we are learning from you, team, how to arrange our finances. So simple, but so understandable.
Oh, good.
Yeah, perfect. No, you're welcome. No, it's been...
Hello.
Hi, Justine.
I can see people now. That's it.
Hi. I just want to say thank you too, and also bring you greetings from the seniors that you support in Setanam Ganga. They always ask about you and how you're all coping with COVID, and they are always praying for you.
Oh, bless you.
They love you very much.
Thank you, Justine.
Thank you.
Thank you for the video, Justine. That was lovely.
Yeah, it's good.
Very good. Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Or Fred or Elizabeth, you want to say, bring a greeting?
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth or Fred. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate UK friends. I'm Fred. It's the first time I'm attending the meeting with you since I became a board member. I'm so happy with the work you are doing in UK to mobilize funds to support the elderly in Uganda. What you have done is quite tremendous. It's very wonderful. It's so lovely that when you see the elderly, the grandchildren, all of them rejoicing, feeling so good. All this is happening as a result of the efforts you are making to mobilize funds from UK to be able to channel that to support humanity in Uganda. I'm so grateful for that, and may the Lord bless you. May the Lord grant you more wisdom as to how you may come up with the strategies in UK, be able to raise up more, and then you continue to support those who are affected in our country. There is something just brief which I would also say in terms of mobilizing funds in UK. What I saw, some of the different charities within UK supporting humanity within UK and outside UK. There is a way they were raising funds. I happen to have been there for some years in London, but there was something to do with mobilizing clothes as the season is changed from winters to summer and whatever. So people mobilize the clothes. Some of them would open up charitable shops within London and other places. Then they sell and they would receive funds as a result of that. And then they get the funds to the people they are supporting in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and other places. I feel that one would be a strategy which you may explore and see whether it is possible. But I believe it's possible because I saw it working. I saw different organizations using it, and it was really working. Salvation Army Services was using it, and it was working for them so well. Thank you so much, friends. We are very grateful for all these efforts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Oh, hi, Rona. See Rona's face now. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I just want to thank you all. Yeah, hi. Hello. Yeah, let me just take the opportunity to thank everybody once again for giving up part of their Saturday to be in this meeting. Yeah, may God bless you. Helen, can I put you on the spot and ask you to close the meeting out in a prayer? Is that okay?
Right. I'll make sure I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine now, Helen.
Father, we just thank you for our meeting today and for all that we've talked about, Lord, and the plans for going forward and the plans down to the plans over here. Just pray that you'll bless the charity, Lord, next year. Pray that the people will come forward that we need to help us run it from this end. And I pray that we'll just keep supporting the staff in Uganda. Thank you, Lord. We just pray for every single one of those Rajahs and grandchildren that are supported out there, and ask you to be upon them. You'll keep them all safe and just continue to keep us safe through this COVID time. Lord, thank you for this, that your Lord, things can just prosper. And I pray that we will seek your face for the way forward and find one. Thank you, Lord, for all the people. Amen.
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 Thank you, Helen.
Thank you very much, Helen. May God bless you all. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.